Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. Today we're going to be discussing and asking the guides about how compatible are you, what they really think about you. Again, when they're not with you, how they sort of envision you, your personality, your quirks, what they really think, and what stands out about you to them as well. Now, this could be with the possible person that you're with right now, you've been with, long-standing with, or the next person that you're going to meet. It's a fresh energy, and I feel too people are seeing you in a very new perspective. I feel like you're really becoming a little more free and creative, and you're increasing your personal value within your own eyes, and you're reaching this beautiful kind of contentment that you get through your intuition, leading you to the right places and really giving you great peace of mind. That all starts with a little bit of quiet contemplation first thing in the morning, honest to goodness. Right before I started this, I lit a candle and I just breathed and I started to, just think about things and get heart creativity and connect with my guides. And I feel like we're being, in this new age of Aquarius, we're being led instinctually and intuitively more than that really focused logic that used to come, in the 80s and 90s and all of that. People had this weird self-confidence, but that stemmed from money and prestige and all that. Now it's really a spiritual connection and how people feel about themselves, and they're really reading into that with other people. So let's see how you're sort of gauged within your new relationship that's coming up, how you're going to be perceived, or how you are right now if you just met somebody new, and or if you've been in somebody long term. So there's 3 choices here, and feel free to watch all of them because they're all going to have little tidbits of flavor and ideas that you might be able to incorporate in your learning curve, because sometimes we have behaviors we're not even aware of because they come from our subconscious. We just go on autopilot and we live and let live, and we go out there in the world and we just rev our engines, and we're not even aware of some of these nuances, because if we were, we'd drop them, right? We have friends that have that annoying habit of maybe complaining a little bit too much, or they say certain words over and over, like a lot of people say literally all the time. They're like, literally. As soon as I do that, I stop doing that because it's very habit forming, but whatever. We all have these strange nuances and we don't even know we're doing them. Mine is, you know what I mean? I always say that, you know what I mean? So we all do weird, crazy things, but it's one of those things where with a little bit of introspection and contemplation, we can figure out how to streamline. I do quite well when I'm channeling, like a lot of really expressive, colorful words and phrases come out because my guides are very descriptive, and I love that because I love a beautiful, shiny tale. Like I love good words and excellent vocabulary. I really am impressed with orators that can have a stream, smooth and flow of vocabulary without filling it with too many likes and your nose and literallys and things like that. Luckily, my guides are on the ball with that. So let's see. Let's get some attention to this and see what is going on. So I'm going to let you pick from the 3 cards. It can be the image or the stones. So number 1 is pride. And then we have 2 beautiful apatite stones. We have a pendant and a ring. And I have all these in my shop too. Now, I love this image. And it's like I'm surprised sometimes how when we get defensive, how our pride can come into. It's a very unusual, one of the 7 deadly sins. Pride goeth before the fall. I definitely feel like we're all prideful. We're just born that way, but we have to get a leash on it and just realize, contain it a little bit, because it can be annoying, right? It has to do with the ego and trying to be bigger and better than, which is silly, and who really cares, right? So number 2 is family and tribe, and then we have green. We have that's actually green apatite right there, and then some jade, and then we have take off your mask, and then I have precious metals, gold and silver. Now, the numbers on the cards, if you're curious, pride is number 7, family and tribe is 20, and take off your mask is 11. So all you people, numerology is quite powerful too. I feel like it's even more accurate than astrology in a lot of ways. There's, math is a pure science, and I feel that numerology really it taps into some really ultra defined traits in people. It's really unique because the world is governed on numbers, and it's quite amazing. So let's see, we're going to start with number 1, which is pride. So I'm going to say something about that in a moment. Whoa, the world. Yeah, that is a prosperous beginning. I love that. Oh my God, the world and the Empress. I chose 3 different stacks and just divided them to see what Oh, I love the colors of these cards. I missed using these. I absolutely adore them so much. So basically how he sees you is, you are his world. His universe revolves around you. He will find excuses to touch you in all little ways. You're very highly compatible, but he can't wait to, brush up against you, hold your hand. And the cool thing too with this, when the Empress power comes in, you definitely garner his full attention. So he forgets about his phone. He is very attentive to your needs. And really, really, most importantly is he asks you questions about your life and he listens, because he is really, really interested in you, in the truth, and he's seeking fresh perspectives on what makes you tick. He wants to know about your true nature and how to improve the relationship with you. He or she is very inspired about you. They feel like you have a fantastic sort of flavor and color to you, like you're very dynamic and unique. You're somebody also they feel that has a lovely balance to them. I feel like you do have your emotions in check the majority of the time, and you realize that you can have the craziest thoughts that you ever want in the world and you can validate them. However, you don't feel the need necessarily to always express them, because you know that then gives somebody a power play. If you've talked out of anger or over emotional spill, that thing where your cup runneth over and you don't have containment of it. We definitely give away our power when we do that, because then we seem unsteady. And I have to be careful. In 25 years of marriage, Ian knows all my pressure points and triggers. And now they don't work anymore, which is cool. The more mellow I am, and he usually starts at the same time. Like, I'm not configured and balanced when I first open my eyes, and that's usually what he'll start on something. If he wants something or something's bothering him, or he wants to get in the lead of some argument, because I am a fierce debater when I have my act together. But so he will only do that right before bed when I'm exhausted, or right when I wake up. Because if he comes at me at noon, I'm friggin' John Wayne with just pistols blazing. But anyway, you know what I mean. People start to navigate your weak walls and points, and they try to come in that way if they're trying to get one up on you or whatever. And I find that very annoying, because I never want to take advantage of anybody materialistically, spiritually, or otherwise. So I'm annoyed when I realize somebody's doing that to me. That's when I have emotional overspill, especially if they, keep trying those triggers and stuff, or just things like that. You see how all of a sudden I'm getting worked into situations, because it happened to me this morning. I woke up and he's like, what do you need these materials for, and this and that? And half the time, he doesn't ask to see my pieces sometimes when I make my jewelry and stuff. And I'm like, well, obviously you don't know the cost of good silver, and I'm thinking these things, but I don't say them because I'm not trying to provoke anything. But again, I'm like, I make my own money. I can basically buy any of the materials I want. Thank you very much. But I'm like, please do not come at me about financials at the crack of dawn when I just open my eyes. And people tend to do that to each other. And you are very lucky in that you are going to sustain with your Empress power, which you have to bring into that. And I do that immediately. I elevate to Empress level, where I am quiet and I just give a glacial stare, and it shuts everything down. That means enough. And when you have that quiet power, sometimes it's good, because you can save yourself from wasting words or trying to hurt them with comebacks. You can just you can have freedom and solitude from all that garbage. But you also, because you inspire them to do greater things and reach a new breadth and depth in their life, their inner child feels like it can come out. So they feel playful and fun around you, which is really, really nice. And they're going to reach some new potentials. And really trust yourself, that you're absolutely fine and dynamic the way you are, and that they are completely enamored by you. And this is called the word. Now, the word of suggestion is say what you mean. As long as you always say what you mean, and you're not passive aggressive, or you don't accept something that you feel is unacceptable, you know what I mean, like a behavior, they just come home whenever they want, do whatever they want, you know what I mean, eat meals without you, whatever it is, because people do start to exhibit unacceptable behavior in our realm, right? What we think is unacceptable, and we have to voice that. When we are completely honest and upfront, that leaves little room for misinterpretation, right? We know what's going on, they know what's going on. So that's definitely a factor that you're compatible. Another compatibility factor is your sexuality. You both have, equal libido, which is very good. And you're both very attracted to each other. You like how each other looks physically. And more importantly, I'm hearing you like the scent of one another. And that's one of the biggest determinants, because our olfactory sense is our strongest, and it is definitely those pheromones that can attract us, when we're close enough to somebody. I have the weirdest thing that I am absolutely repelled by people. It's almost like I'm a vampire and I can smell blood, but I smell tin. You know how blood has that smelly tin? If somebody smells acidic or tinny to me, I almost get in a bad mood around them. It's so strange. There was one or two workers in the past that I had been around, and all of a sudden it was like I didn't know why I didn't like to be around them initially, and I was like, oh yeah, because some people give off certain scents and their scent is super attractive to you, and vice versa. Your pheromones are very, very lovely. Again, you have high sexual compatibility with this. Is really great. And and you're fun, free spirits, and you're very playful, which is lovely. And this is another attribute they see in you: patience. They realize that you're willing to wait for things, that you're not impatient, which means you have this beautiful sort of gracefulness about you. And it's wonderful for people, because when people aren't willing to wait for somebody and they start honking the horn to get in the car, or they exhibit that's basically saying that they feel like they have a lack of time, that they have to raise something. And people do not like to be hurried. It's just a fact. So when you are patient and loving and kind and waiting for them to either achieve what they want to achieve, get going to go someplace, making a choice, I feel like, sometimes they're a little bit, they prevaricate, while the reading menus and things like that, and you're very patient, and they love that and they adore that about you. So beautiful energy, number one. Yeah, high compatibility, wonderful companionship. I love that, same personal kind of goals and attributes about one another as well. So love and light to this group. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to press like and subscribe, and all my links are down below. If you need a personal read, or you want to go to Instantgo, which is a quick, easy service. My Etsy store is down there. I have all these things that you see on here, and I can create you anything. I'm custom making pieces for people right now, which I'm very excited about. I love doing big tribal pieces. If you ever see a photograph of something and you want it duplicated or meshed with something else, so you just want to describe something, I can make it for you. And I do it, I do it at a very reasonable cost. I have a lot of the materials already, so I definitely don't do that. Most pieces I create are definitely under $100, and they're mostly in the $50, $60 range if they're bracelets or necklaces that aren't too complicated, unless you want a really, more costly stone. But I really don't go crazy with my prices, because I want you guys to have these pieces, and I feel like crystals and stones are very protective. They're very, they have the means to give you all sorts of things. I feel like there's stones for, of course, there's stones of abundance, stone for clarity, stones for speech, definitely the darker stones for protection, stones for luck. They are for everything. And I feel like at any given time, like amethyst, whenever I'm trying to really get in touch with my guides, amethysts are fantastic for that too. So beautiful energy, you guys. I love that. Look at that. Woohoo! We love that. And we love the world. Yeah, you've got so much going on in so many good realms. Now we're on family and tribe. Just by choosing this, I feel like you're a very good match for one another, because, oh yeah, look at this. Yeah, and these people, you're going to make a quick, oh wow. They're actually your soulmate, funny enough. The next people coming into your group are your soulmate. That's a family and tribe, and you have shared a past life together. Your compatibility is excellent. This is really neat. Like, he always wants to cheer you up. He or she will always want to cheer you up when you feel down. It's really, really cute. He or she will talk about you to their family and friends constantly, and talk to you about their family and friends, including you in the future of all of that. That's a big indicator, because he definitely finds any excuse to incorporate you quickly into his family and friendship life. You are part of his tribe, and you fit in beautifully, and vice versa. There's, you guys also being soulmates, you also share a past life. Funnily enough, I'm hearing Abyssinia, that part of the world, and again, that was an amazing place, and I feel that you were in the same tribe, and at that time it was like there was all kinds of invaders on all sides, and I feel like everything had to be fortified, and you were a female, he was a male. I feel like he was constantly building these walls of protection, and also things for defense of the city, because everybody on that side of the world was always trying to get something, treasure, food, or something from other people, or the women and stuff like that. So it was like, yeah, you were lifelong companions ever since childhood, which was really, really beautiful. And you are soulmates. And I feel too, wow, look at this. With the Chariot, the relationship's going to take place very quick. Hierophant, that you guys are divinely guided towards each other. And this match, when it's made, there'll be instant recognition, okay? Super fast progress with the Chariot. You will transition right into marriage and family life right away, because there's this grounded, trusted energy that funds you both with healing, joy, and, just a direct exposure to what it is to feel your absolute best all the time, which is fantastic. I love that energy for you, group 2. Beautiful, beautiful energy. So if you're new to the channel, don't forget to press like and subscribe, and all my links are down below. If you need a private read, if you need anything, my Etsy store is down there, my Patreon page. If you want to come support the channel, you get my course that's normally $100 for everybody else for $1 just on that particular tier. And there's all different tiers with different things that you can choose from. And it's a great tribe. They're really fun. And come see me on my my Instagram. It's Sparkrist11. I do daily posts. We have hilarious memes. That tribe is so funny. It's such a good time. It's the first thing I do in the morning. I start posting and then seeing what everybody's up to. And it's a great way to connect with me on my messages. If you want to leave me a quick message, I get messages my fastest through my Instagram. So again, that's Sparkrist11. Beautiful family and tribe. You're in it to win it. And there's, you're cruising with no losing for sure. So now we're on number 3, which is take off your mask. Now, what I feel from this card, if you chose that you feel free to absolutely be yourself around this person. You're like, love it or leave it. And he absolutely loves it. And again, this guy, when he's with you, he doesn't care about his phone. He doesn't care about who else is in the room. He just wants to ask questions, everything about you. He can't know enough about you. And again, he has his particular gift is he's very gifted, he or she, in the sexual arts. This person that you're going to meet that's coming into your life, or a new person that you just started, they're very gifted in this. They are very giving. It's mostly about absolute sensory, specific things, those tiny little things, like when they kiss your neck or wrist. It's like they do these lingering, beautiful, sensuous things for you. You know what I mean? Most of the time when things are very, very, sensuous and amazing, it's because they're tiny little details. You know what I mean? Like, he makes sure the room smells beautiful and there's flowers and, that's scented. I feel like he loves coconut. He has a very islandy, he or she has this very islandy, aroma that they love, and it's definitely something to do with coconuts, mangoes, very fruity stuff like that. I love that. And again, it's like they find you very tempting in absolutely every way, shape, or form. Everything about you they find dynamic and graceful and beautiful. And yeah, look at this. You have 2 knights here. Whoa, I just flipped this one over and that one. Yeah, you're very tempting. And you guys are super compatible, because this double knights is you and his compatibility energy. And it's both you guys are definitely from Hale. You are from that, honest, you're in that honest authenticity, integrity, and love. You are all about that. You are ride or die. You're not somebody who's like flip-floppy and, well, he has almost everything or she has almost everything, but they don't, right? When you link up, that's it. You're the one, they're the one, and they know that. And it's really, really beautiful. It's like you guys have this special connection from before. Yeah, so you got the home card too, which is like, he doesn't want to be anywhere but with you at home after work. He or she, when they're done with whatever they're doing, they want to come and spend this time with you. You're the magic. You're the thing that that helps them. And they're always going to put in the work. They realize that every relationship goes through different phases and different building blocks, and people change. They really, really do. I'm not the same person I was 1 year ago, and I'm certainly not the same person I was 10 years ago. So as other people watch people elevate, change, grow, and all of that, they grow along with you. And, they make exceptions. If you need more time for things, to do stuff and do your work. See, he's right down there in his pentacles doing the work. That is supposed to be the representation of you going for your goals, and him or her being super supportive of you, letting you do your work, always valuing your work, giving you great feedback, generous, curious about your work, getting you food and treats when you need it, realizing that you're a very unique individual. And they have like great illumination on what it is to be a great mate, which is really nice. They're very instinctual about that, and they have wisdom from past lives that they've carried over. They're a very old soul, so they have realizations that a lot of other people don't. You're very lucky for that, because it not only makes your compatibility and your love be an extra perfect match here, they remember things that it's very important to carry from lifetime to lifetime, the true values, the true meaning of things. Honestly, when we die, who cares who has more gold? Who cares who has more prizes, more beauty? That doesn't matter. It matters how you lived your life. Did you live it with integrity? Did you try to do as much as you could for other people and elevate them? I mean, seriously, people, let's get with this. This great love is coming in, and I mean, this is going to bring you to really dizzying heights, and you're going to have this beautiful inner child that comes out as well. I feel like it's going to be a very restful and ridiculously silly relationship at time. Like, you rest, you don't care, you guys, it's like a judgment-free zone. You and he are both each other's superhero, and I love that energy so much for that. Like, yeah, you can't wait to see each other, like best little buddies in 3rd grade. Like, yay, I get to see him after. Yay, I get to see her. You know, it's very sweet. It's very charming. It's like, it's very giddy, kind of silly, lovely love. I love it. So love and light to this group. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to press like and subscribe. And all my links are down below. If you need a private read, come see me on my Instagram channel at Sparkrist11. I do daily posts. I feel like it's easier to messenger people like that if they have questions, and I love to get to know people through that medium. It's wonderful. And yeah, all my links are down below. The Goddess Provisions box was fantastic in April. The link's down below. Come to my Etsy store. I'm putting new listings in. I have a couple new lapis lazuli choker pieces that are insane. It's like, I'm so ridiculous. After I make stuff, I'm like, I'll never sell this. I need it for my personal collection. And then I'm like, I'll wear something once. I'm like, okay, I wore it. I could always make it again. That's my philosophy. Even though I absolutely adore something I make, and I usually make just one-of-a-kind pieces, I'm like, it's hard for me to list things if I really love them, but I'm like, dude, you made this, you can make another one. Calm down. And it's not like my whole house doesn't look like an Aladdin's cave. I will literally walk out in my kitchen and I will see kittens playing with real huge pearls, rubies, emeralds, garnets, everything. I'm like, oh good, what somebody else's trash is someone else's treasure. And like, it's hilarious to see that, because they dig through my boxes, they get the lid off and they go crazy. So it's funny, they like their sparkly things. It's very sweet. Anyway, love and light to you guys. Thanks again. Thank you for all your support and your likes and subscribes and your beautiful comments. I really adore you guys. I can't tell you how much I appreciate your support. Really, really, it goes beyond words. I mean, what I get to do during the day is beyond a dream come true. So thanks again, you guys.